You find a heavy brass object that looks like a water spigot, but with numbers and letters stamped on it. It has a bulbous shape. It looks like a piece of a steampunk costume, but it's real. It feels valuable. Does anyone know what this could be? This is a steam engine lubricator, likely a hydrostatic or displacement lubricator. In the age of steam, getting oil into the cylinders of a pressurized steam engine was difficult. These devices use steam pressure to slowly force small drops of oil into the steam line, lubricating the internal valves and pistons. The glass, sight glass, often missing or broken, would allow the engineer to count the drops per minute to ensure the engine was running smoothly. It's a beautiful piece of industrial history. You find a metal spring band in the grass. It looks like a slinky joined in a circle. It has a magnet or a metal disc attached. It stretches. Does anyone know what this could be? This is a sleeve garter or armband. Historically, men wore them to keep their shirt sleeves at the correct length. Today, they are most commonly worn by bartenders in speakeasy-style bars. The magnet you found attached is a modern addition used by flair bartenders to hold a bar blade, bottle opener, on their arm for quick access. It's a tool of the trade for a mixologist. You find a rusted metal cylinder in the dirt at a park. It has an angled tip. You pry it open and find a bright red, waxy substance inside that smells like old perfume. It looks like a bullet casing at first glance. Does anyone know what this could be? This is a vintage lipstick tube, likely from the 1920s to the 1940s. These early cosmetics were often housed in durable brass or metal cases with sliding mechanisms. The lipstick formula itself was incredibly shelf-stable, made of waxes and oils that don't degrade much over time, which is why the bright red color and the distinct old lady perfume scent, often rose or violet, are still preserved decades later, buried in the dirt. It's a small, personal artifact of everyday life from a century ago. You find a sharp metal tool in a box of hand tools. It is about 8 inches long. The shaft has sharp flutes. It is marked BTRFLD and 7 to 16. It looks like a drill bit, but the sides are straight, not twisted. Does anyone know what this could be? This is a machine reamer made by Butterfield, BTRFLD. A reamer is a precision tool used to finish a drilled hole. A drill bit creates a rough hole that isn't perfectly round or sized. A reamer is then passed through the hole to shave off a tiny amount of material, leaving the hole perfectly smooth and accurate to within thousandths of an inch. The tapered square end indicates it fits into a tap wrench or a lathe tailstock. You see animal tracks in the snow or mud. They go in a straight line, placing the hind foot exactly where the front foot was. It looks like a two-legged animal walked there. It's heading towards your house. Does anyone know what this could be? These are the tracks of a domestic cat, or a wild feline like a bobcat. Cats are direct registers, meaning they place their hind paws directly into the impression left by their front paws. This minimizes noise and ensures stable footing while hunting. The result is a neat, single-file line of tracks that looks distinctive compared to the messy, four-print gait of a dog or raccoon. You find a small, silver or mirror-finish plastic half-circle in your car. It is about 1.75 inches wide. It looks cheap and decorative. It has a hole in the middle. It was loose on the seat. Does anyone know what this could be? This is the decorative trim piece, escutcheon, from the headrest mount. It sits on top of the seat back, right where the metal posts of the headrest slide into the seat. Its job is to hide the ugly hole in the upholstery and the locking mechanism. They often snap off if the headrest is adjusted aggressively or if someone snags a bag strap on it. It snaps right back on. You find a ceramic handle with a metal tip and a screw. It looks like a fancy beer tap handle or a tool grip. It was found in a box of house parts. It feels heat-resistant. Does anyone know what this could be? This is a cool touch handle for a wood-burning stove or fireplace insert. Metal handles on stoves get dangerously hot during use. This removable handle is designed to insert into the latch mechanism of the stove door to open it, and then be removed and set aside so it stays cool. This prevents you from burning your hand every time you need to add a log to the fire. You see a small black device stuck to the top of an ATM with adhesive. It has a tiny button on one side and a thin cable with a frayed end. It looks like a skimmer or a bug. It's suspicious. Does anyone know what this could be? This is a remote shutter release button for a camera. It is a cheap accessory often used by photographers to take photos without shaking the camera. The fact that it was glued to an ATM with a ripped cable suggests it might have been part of a hasty, jury-rigged skimming setup where a hidden camera was triggered to take photos of keypads or simply trash left by someone doing a legitimate repair or survey who used the button to test a mechanism. You find a small, finger-sized aluminum object. It looks like a cover or a tiny mechanical part. It has a hinge. It looks like a toy, but made of metal. Does anyone know what this could be? This is a vintage single-shot cap gun, or a cap bomb. These were popular toys in the mid-20th century. You would place a single paper percussion cap inside the hinged mechanism and then throw it at the ground or strike it. The impact would detonate the cap with a loud bang. They were simple, loud, and made of cheap die-cast metal. A classic noisemaker from a time before safety regulations banned exploding toys. You find a galvanized metal bracket in your gutter. It is shaped like a taco or a U, about 70 millimeters wide. It has tabs on top with wear marks. It looks like it held a pipe or a pole. It's clearly exterior hardware. Does anyone know what this could be? This is a chimney corner bracket, or lashing bracket, for a TV aerial mast. In the UK and Europe, TV antennas are often strapped to the chimney stack using a wire rope, lashing wire, rather than drilling holes into the brick. These metal corners are placed on the corners of the chimney to protect the brickwork and provide a guide for the wire rope to tighten against. If you found one in the gutter, the old antenna likely came down years ago, and this piece was left behind. You find a heavy steel clamp, weighing almost 2 kilos. It looks like 2 C-clamps, joined back to back or at a right angle. It is incredibly robust and industrial. It has bolts to tighten it. It looks like it holds pipes together. Does anyone know what this could be? This is a scaffolding coupler, or clamp. It is the fundamental building block of tube and clamp scaffolding used on construction sites. This specific type connects 2 steel scaffold tubes together, either at a 90-degree angle, a double coupler for load bearing, or at a variable angle, a swivel coupler for diagonal bracing. It is heavy because it has to support the weight of workers and materials several stories in the air. You find a wooden object marked Adaptability. It has a base and adjustable arms. It looks like a stand for something. It fits under your leg. It was found in a craft closet. Does anyone know what this could be? This is a sit-on embroidery or cross-stitch frame, often called a fanny frame. The flat wooden paddle at the bottom is designed to be placed under your thigh while you sit on a chair or sofa. Your body weight holds the stand stable. The adjustable arms then hold the embroidery hoop at the perfect height and angle in front of you, leaving both of your hands free to stitch. It's an ergonomic tool for serious needleworkers. You find a tiny ruler, only about 2 inches long. It has numbers and scales on it. It looks like a functional tool but is impossibly small to use. It was in a jewelry box. Does anyone know what this could be? This is the centerpiece of a vintage slide rule tie clip. In the mid-20th century, slide rules were the symbol of the engineering profession. Engineers proudly wore tie bars that were fully functional miniature slide rules. If you have just the ruler part, the alligator clip that attached it to the tie has likely broken off. It's a piece of nerd jewelry from the Apollo era. You find a trench coat at a thrift store with mini cereal boxes attached to it. It has knives sticking out of the boxes. It looks disturbing and weird. Is it a piece of avant-garde art? Does anyone know what this could be? This is a homemade serial killer Halloween costume. It's a pun, cereal instead of cereal. The wearer puts on the trench coat covered in stabbed boxes of Fruit Loops and Cheerios. It's a classic, low-effort, dad joke costume. Finding it at a thrift store means someone finally retired the joke after one too many Halloween parties. You find an old brass fixture on the wall of a Victorian house. It has a string coming out of it. It looks like a light switch, but it doesn't turn on the lights. It clicks momentarily. Does anyone know what this could be? This is a servant's call bell switch. In large historic homes, these pull switches were wired to a buzzer or a bellboard in the kitchen or servants' quarters. When the master or mistress wanted tea or assistance, they would pull the cord. It's a relic of the downstairs staff life, now usually painted over or disconnected in modern renovations. You find a metal cylinder, probably copper, that rotates to reveal different-sized holes. It looks like a dial. It was found in a desk drawer. It feels mechanical. Does anyone know what this could be? This is the adjustable faceplate guide from an old-school mechanical pencil sharpener, like the classic Classroom Boston or X-Acto models. This dial sat on the front of the sharpener. You would rotate it to select the hole that matched the diameter of your pencil, ensuring the pencil went in straight and didn't wobble while you cranked the handle. If you found just this part, the rest of the sharpener has unfortunately gone to the great classroom in the sky. You see a small device mounted on a pole or a roof corner at a car dealership. It looks like a router or an antenna. It points towards the lot full of cars. It seems high-tech. Does anyone know what this could be? This is an inventory tracking system gateway. Modern car dealerships use IoT, Internet of Things, trackers placed in the glove box or OBD port of every car on the lot. This antenna communicates with those tags to track the location of every vehicle in real time. It helps sales staff find a specific car for a test drive instantly and alerts security if a car moves off the lot after hours. Your dog throws up a weird object that looks like a fibrous orange chunk of wood. It is cut cleanly on the ends. It looks like a piece of a carrot or a sweet potato, but harder. You check your yard and find nothing like it. Is someone throwing poison into your yard? Does anyone know what this could be? This is a chunk of Japanese knotweed root, rhizome. This invasive plant has a distinct bright orange root system. When landscapers or construction workers dig it up to try and remove it, they chop the roots into pieces. These pieces are incredibly resilient and can sprout new plants. Your dog likely found a piece that was dug up nearby and chewed on it. While not highly toxic, it is fibrous and indigestible, leading to the vomiting. You find a hex-shaped cap with a wire attached, mounted above a doorway. It looks like a buzzer or a sensor. It's painted over. It has a wire going into the wall. Does anyone know what this could be? This is a magnetic contact sensor for a wired burglar alarm system. The hex part contains a reed switch. There would have been a matching magnet mounted on the door itself. When the door opens, the magnet moves away, opening the switch and triggering the alarm. These recessed sensors were popular in the 80s and 90s because they were hidden inside the door frame, unlike the bulky surface-mounted sensors used today. You see a weird, white, egg-shaped vehicle driving on the road. It has wheels but looks like a spaceship. It's low to the ground and has flashing lights. A human is inside pedaling. Does anyone know what this could be? This is a velomobile. It is essentially a recumbent tricycle enclosed in an aerodynamic shell. The shell protects the rider from weather and crashes, but its main purpose is speed. The aerodynamics are so efficient that a fit rider can maintain speeds of 20-30 miles per hour on flat ground using only pedal power, much faster than a regular bicycle. They are rare, expensive, and often mistaken for autonomous robots or tiny cars by confused drivers. You find a small plastic gadget that looks like a snail. It has a tip that dispenses white tape. It isn't sticky tape. It looks like office stationery. Does anyone know what this could be? This is a correction tape dispenser, often called whiteout tape. It is the modern, mess-free alternative to liquid correction fluid. You press the tip against the paper and drag it across a mistake. It lays down a strip of opaque white film that instantly covers the ink, allowing you to write over it immediately without waiting for it to dry. It's a staple in pencil cases everywhere. You find a complex piece of aquarium equipment for free. It has a pump, a collection cup, and lots of tubes. It looks like a science experiment for fish. It's branded Coralife. Does anyone know what this could be? This is a Coralife super skimmer, a protein skimmer for saltwater aquariums. It is essential for maintaining water quality in reef tanks. It works by mixing air and water into a fine foam. Organic waste, fish poop and uneaten food, sticks to the bubbles and rises up the neck of the skimmer, overflowing into the collection cup as a gross, dark sludge called skimmate. It physically removes waste from the water before it can break down into toxic nitrates. You find a small plastic tube with threads and a flared end on the floor. It has residue in it. It looks like a drug pipe or a vape part. It smells smoky or inky. Does anyone know what this could be? This is the disassembled tip section of a standard retractable ballpoint pen. The flared part stops the rubber grip from sliding down, and the threads screw into the pen body. The residue inside is likely leaked ink that has dried and become tacky. When pens break or leak, people often take them apart and leave the pieces lying around, creating confusing little plastic artifacts. You find a strange tool with a red plastic handle and a silver metal tip. The tip is split or slotted. It looks like a screwdriver that broke, or maybe a tool for manipulating wire. It came in a box of random tools. Does anyone know what this could be? This is a soldering aid tool, specifically a wire holding tool that often came with vintage Weller soldering gun kits. When soldering, you often need 3 hands, one for the gun, one for the solder, and one to hold the wire in place. This tool acted as that third hand. The slotted metal tip allowed you to press a hot wire down onto a terminal or twist a connection without burning your fingers. The solder wouldn't stick to the tool's metal tip, making it perfect for the job. You find a small metal cylinder in a parking lot. It is about 1.3 centimeters wide and looks like a heavy coin or a plug. It is slightly magnetic. It has a rough edge and a small dimple in the center. It looks like industrial waste. Does anyone know what this could be? This is a slug or a drop from a CNC plasma or laser cutter. When a machine cuts a hole in a thick steel plate, the metal from the center of the hole falls out. This waste piece is the slug. The small dimple or mark in the center is the pierce point, where the laser or plasma torch first punched through the metal before moving to the edge to cut the circle. They often end up in parking lots because they get stuck in the tread of work boots or tires at fabrication shops. You notice a translucent gray bulb on the ceiling of your apartment bedroom. It is about 3 inches wide. It isn't a smoke detector or a light. It looks mysterious and possibly like a camera. You are worried about privacy. Does anyone know what this could be? This is typically a remote sensor for an HVAC system or an occupancy sensor for lighting control. In modern energy-efficient buildings, these sensors detect if a room is occupied using passive infrared to automatically turn off lights or adjust the heating/cooling when no one is home. While they look like cameras, they are usually low-resolution motion detectors. However, if you are unsure, checking the model number inside the cover is the only way to be 100% certain. You find a lightweight kitchen tool. It has a handle and a roller, but the roller is sharp or shaped like a wheel. It looks like a pizza cutter, but different. It doesn't seem sharp enough for pizza. Does anyone know what this could be? This is a pastry roller or a dumpling skin cutter. It is used to cut perfect circles out of rolled out dough. You roll it across the dough, and the circular blade slices out the shapes needed for making dumplings, pierogi, or cookies. Unlike a pizza cutter, which is meant to slice through a finished pie, this is a forming tool for raw dough preparation. You find a black metal object in your garage. It is about 1 foot long and has 4 loops sticking out. It fits into a pegboard. It doesn't move. It looks like it should hold tools, but the loops are oriented weirdly. Does anyone know what this could be? This is a waterfall face-out hook for a retail display rack. It is designed to slot into a pegboard or slat wall. The 4 loops or balls are stops. You hang clothing hangers or package merchandise on the arm, and the stops keep the items spaced out evenly so customers can see them, hence the waterfall effect. Someone likely brought it home from a clothing store to use for tool storage, even though it's meant for shirts. You find a pen-like object left behind in a bar. It has a cap, a rubber stylus tip, and a weird angular hook inside. It disassembles into many parts. It looks like a pen, but it doesn't write well. It has a button that clicks a plastic pin. Does anyone know what this could be? This is a multifunction hygiene hand or no-touch tool, often branded as a clean key or similar. During the height of the pandemic, these were popular giveaways. It includes a stylus for touching screens, a hook for opening door handles without using your hands, and sometimes a pen. The weird disassembly is just cheap manufacturing of a novelty item designed to keep your hands germ-free in public spaces. You find a complex metal gear train, possibly from a military surplus store or JPL. It is dense with gears and differentials. It looks like the inside of a clock, but much more robust. It weighs 5 lbs. It feels like analog computing power. Does anyone know what this could be? This is a component of a mechanical ballistic computer or fire control computer. Before digital microchips, complex calculations for aiming naval guns or artillery were done using mechanical analog computers. These devices used gears, cams, and differentials to physically model mathematical equations, like calculus, in real time. The differential gears you see allowed the machine to add and subtract variables like wind speed, target motion, and projectile drop. It is a masterpiece of pre-digital engineering. You find a black, shiny plate on a wall with wires coming out of it. It buzzes softly. It looks electrical, but isn't a standard outlet. It's warm to the touch. Does anyone know what this could be? This is a low-voltage transformer, likely for a doorbell system or older low-voltage lighting control. It steps down the dangerous 120-volt house current to a safe 12 to 24 volts, used by doorbells and thermostats. The buzzing sound is mains hum, caused by the vibrating magnetic laminations inside the transformer as they age or loosen. It's usually tucked away in a closet or basement, but sometimes mounted visibly in older homes. You find a wire cage with a lid in your kitchen cupboard. It has a mesh bottom and feet. It looks like it belongs in a machine. A friend thinks it's a KitchenAid part. Does anyone know what this could be? This is a dishwasher cutlery basket, likely for small items or baby bottle parts. It is designed to hold small things like teats, lids, or corn cob holders that would otherwise fly around the dishwasher and fall onto the heating element. The lid keeps them contained while allowing water to flow through. It's not specific to a stand mixer. It's a generic dishwasher accessory. You find a heavy metal rod on the road that punctured your tire. It is about 6 to 8 inches long with a tapered end and threads on the top. It looks like a giant nail or a bolt. It's solid steel. Does anyone know what this could be? This is the ground stake for a flexible driveway marker. In snowy regions, people mark the edges of their driveways so snowplows don't tear up the grass. The orange fiberglass reflector rod screws into this heavy steel base, which is hammered into the ground. In the spring, people unscrew the reflectors, but sometimes leave the stakes in the ground, or they get pulled up and dropped on the road. It's a common, tire-destroying piece of road debris in the snowbelt. You see a white box mounted on the ceiling of a bathroom or school hallway. It has a red light that reacts to loud noises. When the power is off, it makes a weird whirring sound. It isn't a smoke detector. It seems to be monitoring something. Does anyone know what this could be? This is a vape detector or environmental sensor, commonly installed in schools and public restrooms to prevent vaping and bullying. It detects the specific chemical signature of vape aerosol and sometimes THC. The reaction to noise is likely an aggression sensor designed to detect shouting or fighting. The whirring sound is a small internal fan that pulls air into the sensor chamber to analyze it constantly. It's Big Brother for the vaping generation. You see a sticker on a car or a laptop featuring a cute, leaf-faced creature. It looks like a little forest spirit. It's clearly a character from a game or anime. Does anyone know what this could be? This is a Korok from the Legend of Zelda series, specifically popularized by Breath of the Wild. They are forest spirits that hide under rocks or in puzzles throughout the game world. When you find one, they give you a Korok seed, which looks suspiciously like golden poop, and say, "Ya ha ha, you found me." Players collect hundreds of them to expand their inventory slots. Seeing the sticker is a secret handshake for Zelda fans. You see a logo on a watch that looks like a star replacing the letter A. It says Julius. You are trying to figure out the brand or the meaning. Is it a celebrity brand? Does anyone know what this could be? This is the logo for the Korean fashion watch brand Julius. They are popular in Asia for making affordable, stylish women's watches. The star replacing the A, or used as a motif, is simply part of their branding aesthetic, often featuring the slogan, Julius Star. It's not a secret code, just a stylistic choice by a fashion brand you might not see often in Western stores. You find a silicone or metal object shaped like a manatee, a strawberry, or a robot. It splits in half. It has holes in it. It was found in a kitchen drawer. It looks like a toy. Does anyone know what this could be? This is a novelty tea infuser. You fill the bottom half with loose-leaf tea, snap it shut, and hang it in your mug of hot water. The holes allow the water to steep the tea leaves while keeping them contained. They come in endless cute shapes, manatees hanging off the rim, divers, submarines, to make the ritual of brewing tea a little more whimsical. You see a man at a gas station filling a strange metal can from every pump. He isn't putting it in a car. He fills the can, checks something, and dumps it back. He looks official. Is he stealing gas? Does anyone know what this could be? This is a weights and measures inspector, testing the accuracy of the fuel pumps. The metal can is a calibrated prover that holds exactly 5 gallons, or a specific volume. He pumps fuel into it to ensure that when the pump display says 5.00 gallons, it has actually dispensed exactly that amount. This protects consumers from being ripped off by faulty pumps. If the pump passes, he puts a certification sticker on it. You see a weird purple or brown plant growing out of the ground. It has no green leaves. It looks like a fungus or an asparagus spear, but it has flowers. It looks parasitic. Does anyone know what this could be? This is Orobanche uniflora, commonly known as naked broom rape or one-flowered broom rape. Despite the unfortunate name, it is a fascinating parasitic plant. It has no chlorophyll and cannot photosynthesize sunlight. Instead, it attaches its roots to a host plant, usually sedums or saxifrages, and steals nutrients directly from them. Because it doesn't need sun, it just pops out of the ground as a naked flower stalk, looking alien and beautiful. You find piles of shredded plant material on your porch. It looks like sawdust or stripped nuts. It appears overnight. It's messy. Does anyone know what this could be? This is the dining table of a squirrel. Squirrels will sit on a railing or a branch and strip the outer husks off acorns, walnuts, or pine cones to get to the seed inside. They drop the debris straight down, creating a pile of middens or husks. If you see this mess, look up. You likely have a squirrel perch right above your porch. You find a piece of gym equipment that looks like a padded frame. It has a headrest and rails. It sits on the floor. It looks like a rocking chair for exercise. Does anyone know what this could be? This is an abdominal crunch trainer, like the classic ab roller. You lie on the floor with your head on the pad and grab the top bar. As you perform a crunch, the frame rolls forward, supporting your neck and guiding your motion to target your abs without straining your back. They were ubiquitous in 1990s infomercials and are now common sights in thrift stores and basements. You find a white and black plastic nozzle in your sink. It has a complex shape with O-rings. It smells like syrup. You didn't put it there. Does anyone know what this could be? This is the dispensing nozzle from a soda fountain machine, like at McDonald's. They are removable for cleaning. Someone who works at a restaurant likely accidentally brought it home in their pocket or apron and then tried to wash it in your sink. The white inner part mixes the carbonated water and syrup right as it pours into your cup. You see a metal piece attached to a door frame. It is shaped like a ramp. It sticks out. It's on an exit door. Does anyone know what this could be? This is the strike plate for a panic bar, or crash bar exit device. Panic bars are the horizontal bars you push to open emergency doors. The latch bolt on the bar hits this ramped strike plate, retracting smoothly to allow the door to open outwards without snagging. It's a critical piece of life safety hardware designed to prevent crowd crushes during a fire. You see tracks in the snow. There are 2 long prints in front and 2 smaller prints behind them. It looks like a hopping animal. Does anyone know what this could be? These are rabbit or hare tracks. When a rabbit hops, its large hind feet land in front of its smaller front feet, creating this distinctive pattern. The 2 long hind feet land side by side, while the front feet are usually staggered behind them. It's the classic signature of a bunny bounding through your yard. You buy a bracelet labeled Agori that is made of carved white beads. They look like bone. You look closer and realize they look like teeth. They have roots. Does anyone know what this could be? These are real animal teeth, likely from a dog or a similar carnivore. The Agori are a sect of ascetics in India, known for using human and animal remains in their rituals to embrace the impurity of life and death. While tourist versions might use fake bone, authentic or semi-authentic items often use real teeth. The shape of the root and crown identifies them as incisors from a medium-sized mammal. You find a small plastic cartridge inside your radiator. It has a mouthpiece and a magnetic base. It has amber liquid inside. It smells sweet. Does anyone know what this could be? This is a disposable pod from a vape system, likely a Vaporesso or Juul. The magnets on the bottom hold it into the battery unit. People often lose them in couch cushions or drop them, and they end up in weird places like inside a radiator cover. The liquid inside is nicotine e-juice. What was the weirdest object for you? Let me know in the comments and share this to test your friends. If you love uncovering these mysteries, hit like and subscribe. Your support helps us find more curious explorers like you. Stay curious.